Hello everyone, my name is Christopher Liam Rose. I'm an author, mentor, life coach, motivational speaker, evangelist, musician, and activist. Today and this evening is a very important evening for me today. I'm going to be creating a whole new album, which this is probably be the most important album I've created today. It's basically the most meaningful, purposeful, important album that I will be creating. Before I get into creating the album itself, I want to explain the importance of it. So, for about, I would say, since I was like 24, I've always had a relationship with Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha in my faith, spirituality, faith, and religion. And I've developed that over the years since I was 24. As I was going through like life experiences, challenges, difficulties, and struggles within my life, I realized that I needed faith, spirituality, faith, and religion to help me get through it. So that's what makes my spiritual music very important to me. I've always been a musician throughout my career in music and arts. I first was a rapper, then a music producer, and now just a musician that's also does rap music and also produces music. But why this is so important, and I want to make this track the very beginning of this new album, is because my relationship with Jehovah is so important to me. And, I can't sort of do what I do without Jehovah's presence in my life, also Jesus Christ and Buddha within my life. So this is when things get important for me, because for a long time I've been doing spiritual music. I think I've released over, 100 to maybe 200 to 300 albums within my time. But this album basically tops all the albums I've ever produced. And I've produced a lot of music in my time. I've always been artistic and I've always been creative. But this album is just so significant. It'll basically mean the most to me to produce this album and actually create the album. So this album is called Jehovah, Jesus Christ, and Buddha. So for my faith, my spirituality, my faith and religion, this is an album dedicated to Jehovah, Jesus Christ, and Buddha. And my relationship in my faith, spirituality, faith and religion. Because the first track of the album is called Jehovah, the Lord God of all creation, I want to make this track the most important for the album. And normally when I produce music, I have a certain workflow that I do. So I want to just focus on the production, focus on the music, and focus on producing it to the best of my ability right now. And I think it's important that I create music of a spiritual essence to it. So this album is going to be very, very spiritual, very, very important. Spirituality, faith, religion will be a part of this album. And the importance for me is the meaning and the value that it brings, not just to myself for creating the album, but also to the people that listen to the album if they choose to listen to it. I want the essence of Jehovah, Jesus Christ, and Buddha to be all over this album, and I want to try to produce it to the best of my ability, which I'm basically going to try and do for this evening and for today. Jehovah is the Lord God of all creation. So Jehovah is what we call God in faith and spirituality and religion. Jehovah has blessed me tremendously throughout my life in a spiritual blessing way. I never thought I would be able to do spiritual music like this or get an opportunity this significant